invited me. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has been not only in our community, but he's been advocating, fighting for parolees, people coming out of prison, people in the community for our rights. And you know what? He's just as powerful. To me, he's just as powerful as a Sam guy. Knowledgeable, information. He will go out there and fight for us, and he's going to give you the truth. I need you to listen to this brother. This is Brother Dwight Davis. He is running. He's running. I'm going to let him tell you what he's running for. He's running on the same passion and drive as other people in the race like myself is running on. We're trying to change it and make it better for you. We're trying to make you included, and we're trying to bring back everything that the city of Wilmington could try to initiate. And that's what it is. We got to be flourishing. We got to be reinvigorated. We got to be all those things to wake this city back up, and you're going to have it in someone like Brother Dwight Davis. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
For coming on the show.
Thank you, Mr. Bovell.
I'm sorry I'm so pumped up.
Thank you, Mr.
On to that
Bovell.
excitement,
Yes,
and
sir.
then excitement is information that I read that you say.
Yes,
and
yes.
I was campaigning in your community,
Yes.
and three people told me, and these were some young people that lived like 4 or 5 of them in the house. They said, "Are you down with Brother Dwight? Because we down with Brother Dwight." I said, "I'm just like Brother Dwight. And he's fighting for the same thing." They said, "But then you can give us a sign or you got our vote," and that's what it's all about. But you got some good information for not only the viewers and the listeners, but what we should pay attention to. Can you please elaborate, sir?
Thank you very much. Let me just say this. I thank God for being here, and I thank God for you.
Yes, sir.
For making this opportunity available for me to come and share with your audience.
Yes, sir.
I think it is so important, it's so very important to understand that if you seek office in and of yourself, then you may get that seat, but God won't be there with you.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
if
sir. I
God
understand that.
calls you up and he puts you in that office, he will in fact support you in that office. And I believe today that I have been divinely prepared to accept the responsibility as city councilman in the 4th City Council District. As I campaign crisscrossing across the district from Far South Bridge to West Center City, there's a sense of hopelessness and despair that are in the eyes and the hearts of the people. And I'm here to tell you the reason why.
Yes, sir.
I want to applaud you for going out on the limb and continuing to say there are 1,400 vacant houses in the city of Wilmington. And what I need to share with your audience is, how did it become to be like that?
Okay.
How did we get 1,400 vacant housing units in the city of Wilmington? Bill Montgomery, who is running for mayor, just the other day said that if he's elected, he would raise property taxes by 15%.
That is correct.
Now you have to think through that statement that he made, because what they have been attempting to do is make the city of Wilmington unaffordable to the small person, to the low wage earner, to the no wage earner. And so very quietly in the city of Wilmington, the city has gotten rid of their finance director. Very quietly, they have gotten rid of the head of the Department of Real Estate and Housing. Now, why are these two individuals so important to your question of the 1,400 vacant units? It's because what was happening is that the city finance department was forcing people's properties to sheriff's sale. Individuals that were unable to pay their taxes and unable to pay their water bill, city council was voting to permit the city to buy people's homes. And as a result of that, these houses have accumulated over the years. Let me just say this. It's important for your listening audience to know a lot about the young lady, Sister Shabazz, that I'm running against.
Okay.
I know Sister Shabazz. I went to high school with her sister, Sandy, at Howard High School. I went to Delaware State College with her older sister, Jackie. So I am familiar with the family. But let me say this, my sister has lost touch with the community. And that is apparent as I crisscross through the district speaking to people that had once upon a time been her supporters. If in fact you look to the incident that happened over in Eden Park, the contrast and contradiction. Here you had a successful, along with Kyle Brown, a very successful Hilltop Day. You had police officers. you had individuals there that looked at the security of the people. But here we have a terrible situation over there that happened over in Eden Park. But right next to Eden Park, there's a proposal that city council person Hanifa Shabazz supported to bring cows, dairy cows, and put them in a barn on 33 acres of land right next to Eden Park. Now, city council voted to approve the altering of an ordinance that permits livestock to come back into the city of Wilmington. Now, those of you that may not be familiar with cows, they emit through gas close to 26 to 52 gallons of gas each. Now, this is methane gas.
Okay.
Each. So this pasture or this whatever it's supposed to be, because it's sitting on a brown field, you know, we might even end up with, you know, cows light, you know, cows that light themselves up because of the brownfield conditions. But these cows may very well, times 4,000, repollute the ground, repollute the air, and repollute the water.
Wow.
Just recently, in the news journal, Delaware was rated in the top 20 of polluters in the country. So now here we have our neighbors over in South Bridge who have to put up with the Peninsula compost, which is a sophisticated garbage disposal, and where a lot of the neighbors think that they're smelling the wastewater treatment plant, but they're not smelling the wastewater treatment plant. They're smelling Peninsula compost. Well, now they can't even sit out and enjoy nice sunny days.
On their porch.
And then also, Councilwoman Shabazz, she supported a Coke petroleum plant, where the families over in South Wilmington can't even lift their windows up to bring in fresh air because of the black stuff on a windy day that comes down into the neighborhoods over their houses. Now, after she's polluted South Bridge, then she moved on over to the east side.
Okay.
Now, one of the biggest problems that they have at east side has to do with crime, drug selling, all these types of things in and around Bancroft Elementary School. Now, this is a terrible situation that we would have a sitting city council person that would be working for an organization like Connections that primarily works with the mentally challenged individuals to have an office finding jobs for those who are returning from prison who have mental illnesses right there in the elementary school. This is a conversation that I had with the superintendent of the Christina School District that happens to be right next door. So now that's a problem. Then there's open air drug selling all around Bancroft School, where individuals that live in these homes and have lived there for years are thinking about moving out, and many of them have, because they cannot stand it anymore. Moving on to downtown, because as she just said in recently in the last program, that her corporate responsibility. Well, the community development block grant money, and that's the nature of the grant of the the complaint.
Yes, sir.
The formal complaint that I filed, and I'm not hiding my hand. I filed a formal complaint with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, because if you have a city council person that is a two-term city council person, and they know that it is a conflict of interest to vote on an interest that is going to benefit your employer without seeking an exception or without seeking an opinion from the law department, then that's a violation of the law. So City Councilwoman Hanifa Shabazz, if you check her 2004 and 2008 campaign finance reports, you will find that many of her votes are tied to these corporate individuals, that she's facilitated and supported zoning changes and other types of ordinance legislation that support them. Come on over to the west side in West Center City, where I was the co-chairman of the West Center City Strategic Planning Group.
Okay.
Sister Shabazz came and offered her councilmatic seat to support that effort. And then when you look at when the money came, when the $650,000 came from Wachovia, the only two people got a job, and one of them was Councilwoman Hanifa Shabazz. She took a job with connections. So this is what has occurred over the last 7.5 years that, in my humble opinion, Sister Shabazz has lost her way. Now, with the methane gas and the 19th shooting was right there on 9th Street, right where we live, in our neighborhood. But see, I'm familiar with neighborhoods, but Sister Shabazz has left the neighborhood. She's not connected to the neighborhood, and I don't have nothing against a person that has been successful in life, and what they have done, they have been able to afford to move up and live a life of luxury, but not on the backs of people that receive Medicaid and Medicare and welfare recipients. Sister Shabazz left the neighborhood that she was elected from, and now she's living in I call it the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers on 911. On September the 11th, I'm asking all of those that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, where Sister Shabazz has lost confidence. She's lost the confidence of the people, to look for Brother Dwight L Davis's name. You know me, and I've been out here for 30 years as the president, executive director, painter of the Motivational Center. I do the little roofing, whatever it needs to be done to keep the water out. And I've been a public servant with a record. And all I'm saying to you, that it is time, like Mr. Bovell is saying, to not depend upon the News Journal. I am so excited about this election.